get my hair straight here. This is part 2 in my little video series, Trucking to Sailing. I wanted to cover a few things that may get asked, cover them before they get asked. How do you go from driving a truck to living out and sailing around the world or around the Caribbean, for that matter? My name's Lonnie, and I'm a truck driver, so it's a pretty interesting question. How can you afford to do it? What gets you to that point? And one of the things that I can say about driving truck is just about anybody can do it. You don't need a degree of any kind. You don't need to go to college. Very few requirements. You need to be at least 21 years old. If you're 21, that's a big hurdle. Got to have a driver's license, of course, and from there you go get your permit to get your commercial driver's license, your CDL. And if you do your homework, you'll find companies that will put you through training. You come in with a permit, and they'll put you in a truck and take you out and teach you how to drive a truck and get you up to speed to where you can go take the state test. And company I work for, Venture Logistics, they do this. They're based out of Indianapolis, Indiana. And I'm not trying to peddle their company or anything, but the fact of the matter is, you want to go drive a truck, you can go to this company and they'll hook you up. They'll put you in a truck and teach you how to drive it. And all they ask for in return is that you give them at least 1 year of driving time after you get your CDL. And that's a pretty good deal. Most CDL schools charge anywhere from $3,000 to $7,000 on average to go through training, and then you still got to go to the company that you're going to drive for and go out with a trainer like myself. I'm a driver trainer, and I've taught people how to drive a truck. Now that's just a quick introduction to how you can get into a truck and start driving. It takes a little getting used to. It's you got a different perspective of looking at traffic going down the highway. But then one of the big pluses about this lifestyle and the lifestyle I'm trying to move into is, if you're a single guy, or a woman for that matter, it doesn't matter, you're single, you don't have any responsibilities, you go out on the road, they'll put you in a sleeper truck. Now, sleeper truck is usually what they call condos, and that means that there's a set of bunk beds back there in the back behind the driver's seat. And most companies I've driven for, you bring yourself a 1500 watt power inverter and give it to them. They hook it up, put it right in the truck, and give you AC power in that truck. Now you've got a small bedroom, a place to go to bed at night. You've got AC power, so you put your computer back there, run your laptop, run a television, put in a small ice box. I carried a Coleman cooler that was powered by DC, and it done a good job. I mean, I set it in the front seat beside me, and that thing would keep things cold. You set it up to where the air conditioner blew into the inlet for the refrigerator, and then that really dropped the temperature down in that box. And you keep meat in there, you keep whatever you wanted. And truck stops, they all have all the DC stuff you might want. And you know, I had a small skillet that hooked into just plain cigarette lighter. I had coffee pot hooked into that cigarette lighter. I had a George Foreman grill that I plugged into my power inverter. I had, I say a crock pot. You know, I could cook anything I wanted in my truck. I didn't have to eat out. That's a big time saver, a big money saver. These trucks are pretty well welcome in any of the Walmarts across the country. I mean, you can go and drop by a Walmart and pull in the parking lot, go in and go shop and fill up your supplies and get things stocked up for your truck, and don't have any issues. Or you know, usually you're home every few weeks, and that's the other thing I was wanting to bring up. You don't even have to have a home, right? I talked to a couple when I first started driving truck. As a husband and wife, and they drove team, and these guys, they sold their home and they put all their sentimental belongings into storage, and then all the other stuff, the washers and the dryers and the, refrigerators, kind of things like that, they just got rid of. They sold it, and they narrowed everything down to where they lived in a truck. Now they were working a team, and a team drives 24 hours a day. One driver drives, one driver sleeps, and you switch back and forth, and you just run from coast to coast to coast to coast, and they'll run 7,000 miles a week. And I think probably the average pay for a team operation right now is about, I'm just going to guess ballpark, probably around 56, 57 cents a mile. Do the math, 57 cents a mile times 7,000 a week. You guys, they're making some money. And at that time, they were projecting themselves to earn about $100,000 to $120,000 a year driving their truck with no expenses other than just food and clothing and toiletries. But the rest of it was going in the bank, and they were going to work 5-6 years doing that, really bust butt for those years, and then take off from there and go down to Kentucky and buy a piece of land and retire. So it's possible to put away a bunch of money easy, because you can live right, it's your home. You can, if you're a minimalist type person, man, you can sock it away. You can put the money away, and like I say, it's driving trucks not rocket science. It's you got to stay alert, you got to be on the ball and pay attention, but other than that, just about anybody can do it. So that's one way to fund a lifestyle. Go out and work for 2 or 3 years and just really knuckle down and drive and put that money away in the bank. Just sock it away, and then hey, turn your truck back in. You don't, if you're a company driver, you don't have to worry about it. You just turn your truck in, turn the keys in, and say, hey guys, I'm going to go hit the road. And if you look at the want ads, there's just page after page after page of drivers. So it's not easy to come back and find a job, or not hard to come back and find a job, is what I meant to say. But the only drawback to that is if you go out to sea and you're gone for a certain length of time. You'd have to check at that particular time to find out what that is. Right now, I think it's maybe a year right now, 6 months or a year. You have to go back through training again. So, that's not that big a deal. I mean, keep your CDL in good standing with your state. Make sure your license is active, and then go to sea, enjoy your time off, and spend your money, live however it is you want to live. When the money starts getting gone, you go back to the States, grab you a carrier, sign back on, go out with a trainer, spend a couple of 3 weeks with a trainer, and a lot of companies are even more flexible with a proven driver that's done this. They've gone out and if you go back to, if you leave the company that you're driving for, like I was with Venture Logistics, and I went into Venture right now and said, hey, you know what, I'm going to take my boat and I'm going to sell the Caribbean for a couple of years, take some time off from driving, and I'll be back. I'm sure they wouldn't have a problem, because they'd look at my history of what I've done for them and done with them, and when I come back, they'd be more than happy to hand me the keys to another truck. They're always looking for somebody, and if you're a dependable person, you're in. You don't have to worry about it. So this is just one way you can go from trucking to sailing. And in my particular case, once I leave the trucking behind, I don't see myself coming back to it, because I'm going to have my Social Security and a couple other sources of income to fund my lifestyle. And so I don't see myself coming back, although I do see myself keeping my CDL in good standing, because I may end up down in Florida. Who knows? I may come back to shore and buy something down there, and having an active CDL and taking a little part-time job or something just to stay busy. We got to do something. If you don't stay busy, you just end up down there pushing up the daisies. So, but like I say, that's the way. It's just a way to make this happen. There's several ways, and I'm coming from the perspective of a guy that I didn't have all the student loans. I didn't have the high dollar education that comes up to what the professional white collar job guys got. See, I got blue collar here, and that's been my thing throughout my life. And I've enjoyed it. I like working with my hands. I liked what I've done, and I don't have any regrets about how I've earned my living, my life. I'm pretty proud of the things I've built and have my past. So that's it's one way to get your money, and I say it doesn't take a lot to start. I'm going to be working on this boat that I'm going to learn to sail in, and it's just 22 foot. Now this is going to be a great little river boat. If I wanted to just sail and do the America's Great Loop, or the Great Loop, or become a looper, what have you, that is a perfect boat for a person. I mean, it's 22 foot long. It has a little cabin with it. You can float that 10 inches of water. So there's over 33,000 miles of navigable rivers just right here in North America. So you can go out and just never even hit salt water for any length of time, and just play in the rivers. I'm gonna put a little, probably a 9-horse outboard motor on it, and that won't use gas to speak of at all. The speed limits on the river are mostly around 10 mile an hour or so. So it's you stop every night. You don't sail the rivers at night. You stop and anchor. You're always close to shore. You've always got cell phone reception. You don't need the radar. You don't need the ship to shore. All the fancy stuff for electronics that you need at sea. You just can pretty much Tom Sawyer your way around. So that's what we're going to do at first, just because it's there. It's there and it's available, and you know, you hit a certain part of the country and you pull into a little marina. Hey, you like it? You stick there for a while. There's nothing to push you further down the river. You can stay there and you know, go around about town, get to know people, and make friends, and enjoy some of the things that the area has to offer. I mean, this country has a heck of a water system on it. It's the way people did business before there was a highway system and roads. You know, back in the day, everything was done on the rivers, in the canals, and a lot of the canals are still there. I want to go through the Erie Canal. I want to check it out. And if I want to play in big water and fresh water, the Great Lakes are, you know, unbelievable. You know, you take a look at the Great Lakes; those are inland seas. So, well, that's enough for now. I don't want to get everybody bored, but if you like what you see, or you know, it's something that might interest you, we're going to get to the point where we're not going to be talking about it. I'm going to start actually getting out on that boat and getting the work done to it, and start putting things together. Right now, I'm still waiting on my equipment to come in. I've got some recording equipment ordered, and hopefully it's there today. But hit that subscribe button down there, and if you like my videos, hit the like button. Appreciate it. You know, give me some feedback. I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. It's a big threshold here on YouTube, so I'm trying to get my subscribership up, and you know, I look forward to answering some questions, and you know, getting some projects going, and stop talking about it and start doing it, and hope that you come along for the ride. It's going to be fun. I know I'm going to enjoy it one way or another. I'm going to be out there fishing. Y'all have a good day now. I got to go. Time to truck.